Hello everyone, my name is Isaac Segundo and welcome to this YouTube video. In one of my previous videos I talked about Axios. Axios being a promise-based HTTP client that works in the browser. And when working with SharePoint, it helps you to create these HTTP requests to the appropriate endpoints so that you can retrieve data from your SharePoint entities such as a list and webs and things of that nature. So in this video, I'm going to show you how we're going to refactor what we've done so far with our site lookup, and we're going to refactor this and change it from using jQuery Ajax to the Axios HTTP client. So let's go ahead and get started. In our code, well, the first thing that we need to do is go to the HTML of our site lookup, and we need to add the Axios library to that, and I have that here. So I'm just going to copy this and then just add it. So let me come here. So let me just do this. Add that. And we don't need jQuery anymore. And the reason I want to get rid of the jQuery because there's a kind of an overhead. Not much, but why would I have jQuery if I'm not going to be using all of the functionality that comes with jQuery? All I need to do is just use httpRequest, and Axios does one thing and one thing only, and that's what I need, and that's what I'm going to use. So let's remove our jQuery. So we're done with this file, the HTML file. Now we're going to go to our JavaScript file, and so we need to replace this here with our Axios code. And so let's go ahead and do that. Let me just go ahead and take this whole thing out. So let me do this. So let's block that out for now. Let's just comment that out. Oop, I gotta open the file first. Open text editor. Okay. So let me just do this. Let me come there and do that. And just comment that whole thing out. So I'm going to leave this in this var that equals to this, because when I use Axios as well, it's going to have its own scope. So I'm going to be able to, I need to be able to use that in that into the new scope, so I can transfer the outside scope inside the new scope. So let's do this. So as you remember from my Axios video, let me do this. So you say Axios.get, so we're going to be using the get request, and then we're going to put our endpoint URL in there. Let me just copy. Paste. Oops. Let me just type it in. Endpoint. There you go. Do that. Dot then. So if our get request, if it's a success, then we want this to happen. So function. Now if you go online and you Google Axios, you're gonna see they're gonna use a lot of times they use the arrow function, but because of the sake of IE, being that it doesn't really work unless you use the polyfill, I just always revert back to an anonymous function instead of using the arrow function. So now I'm going to say that dot PG, because our array is PG, so dot that PG like we have down here, like we have here. So I'm going to say PG is equal to, now I'm not going to do data.result.d.results. It's brought in a different way with Axios. So it's going to be response.data.value. And then I'm just going to do a catch to catch any errors if there are any. function error. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to console the error to the this console log the error. So error, just like that. And I can use another den for this to always be executed, but I don't want to do that, so I'm going to leave that out. But you can use that if you want. And that's pretty much it. So let's go see if this actually works. Let's test it out. So let's save. And let's go back to the site lookup page and refresh and cross your fingers. And there you go. It worked. Let me do a hard refresh. Hard refresh. And there you have it. I'm not using Ajax. I'm using Axios, which Axios is just a HTTP request client. And that's how you do it. I hope you have learned from this video and this is helping somebody. Let me actually delete this. I don't need this anymore. Let me go back. I always forget that you first have to open the text file in the browser before you can make any edits. So let me go back and do that really quick. And that's all there is to it. And as you can see, it's clean. It's not bulky like Ajax is and like XML HTTP request. It's, you know, nice and clean, and that's why I like it so much. I hope you enjoyed this video and take care. Bye.